Yeah, we're just gonna get the quest from not Yoshi P here. But however, before we do that, I saw on YouTube last night that JoCat released another crap guide video for Final Fantasy XIV, so I think it's fitting that we watch it. Because we watched the last one, I think that was the physical DPS, like 8 months ago I checked, so it's been some time since we watched a video of his. But I will pull it up, we will watch that. Obviously I have some history with his videos. I've watched his Monster Hunter World Weapon Guide videos years ago, so I obviously know his style of videos, and I really do enjoy them. So I'm a big fan of his crap guide videos, so it should be fun. But I can get the video up, and we can quickly watch that before we get started with anything. So give me a second, and I will pull it up. Boom. Okay, so I got the video up. Again, I am familiar with his videos. I really enjoyed his physical DPS. This is the range DPS now, so I'm assuming the last one he has to do is probably caster, and then maybe he'll be done. But let's get the volume up, and we can watch this. And again, actually, I'll just do it right now. I'll copy paste the link to the video in Twitch chat so you guys can watch it there yourself. There you guys go. Okay, so I guess we can full screen it and get watching. I'll pause along the way because this is a react, not just a silent watch a video and say, oh wow, that was good. Anyways, let's get started.
Quick announcement, I'm partnering with GamerSupps. If you want to try out some tasty energy drink flavors, you can get some free samples, and they even ship worldwide. If you like it and want more, use the code JoCat for 10% off.
Very
Turn
cool.
around. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of being counted on to do complex tasks that involve more than it takes to eat a bowl of mushy cereal. In fact, I don't even feel motivated to hear what my allies need of me. I'm just gonna sit all the way over here, enjoying my Lucky Charms. Alone. And if things go wrong, I'll have to rely on the ever-reliable American method. I already see absolutely no negative consequences. Welcome to a crap guide to Final Fantasy.
Yeah, okay, so this is the physical range, or just the range, I just call them, range DPS.
I'm sick of having to dodge so many up-close AoEs. The boss keeps doing them, and I have to keep moving away to avoid getting splatted. And then I have to resort to the equivalent of throwing marshmallows that will scratch the enemy about as hard as a massage therapist with germophobia. I'm trying to beat them into submission, not soften their tenders. What's that I hear you say? There's an option to give me the ability to do max deeps even when I'm disconnected from the boss like an internet provider out in the country? Of course there is. I was just getting to it, and I'll thank you not to interrupt me again. The physical range DPS, or just range.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna... I knew he was gonna make the joke of not being able to stand close to the boss or not being able to do your positionals and whatnot. So just play ranged. And yeah, watch this one. You watched this one yesterday. Yeah, I really liked his Monster Hunter weapon videos. But yeah, I knew he was gonna make the joke of having the physical DPS problems and tank problems, I guess, of having to stay away from the boss to avoid AoEs.
For short. Physically throwing my spleen into the splattering range of the near semi for long is the more mobile and forgiving cousin of the melee, and is the most important person in the party since you are the least likely to get a commission in the end. And we thank you for providing such a valiant service, as there always needs to be someone in last place. Your role is all about keeping your uptime going, and although yes, every other role is also about trying to do that, you have absolutely no excuse for messing up. The gimmick of the range DPS is that you don't have to worry about any positionals or cast times and can run around the arena like an indecisive artist in a Hobby Lobby. You get to stay at a safe distance, and if there's ever a pissy puddle underneath your feet, moving out of the way won't risk you doing suboptimal damage. So what's the catch? Nobody gets off scot-free in this game, as all roles have their stonks and stinks. Tanks have the responsibility of dancing with the boss. Healers have to share gear models with the magic DPS that have been dyed white, and you will have to suffer the nail-pulling drawback known as the range tax. To balance for the fact that you have nearly no limitations on your mobility, your damage will be on average slightly less than both the melee and magic DPS jobs.
Yeah,
and
they got
sometimes even
not
some
the
tanks
best
with their
damage,
openers that'll put
but they
down
got that
bosses
mobility
faster than PETA when it finds a stray. The range tax, although real, will make a tiny droplet of difference in the grand scheme of things, and if you pick a range job and feel as though you're being outdone by your peers, odds are you were probably doing badly anyway, and the reason you have trouble jumping over that hurdle was just because your toes were too big and floppy that you would have tripped over every single one so badly anyway. Discovery Channel would decide to make a show about whether or not you're real. Let me summarize. If you do bad, it's a skill issue. Nevertheless, the same rules as any role applies in the fact that you should stay out of the piss puddles wherever possible. Even more so, considering you're wearing Heelys and by all rights should be able to avoid any and every possible puddle and be the nicest smelling at the party, which is important because the healers only have so much nasal tolerance. Lucky for you, each range also has a bottle of perfume to spray that will at least mask the piss smell a bit. The final shared utility in the belt of the Black Man is the Limit Break, which although does not do as much single target damage as the melee, has the benefit of being able to hit multiple targets in a line like a really violent high-five surfer. The range roster is a trio of performers, each one skilled in a different charismatic art, and each...
Okay, before I go, yeah, Obviously, I play tank a lot, which is basically just physical, except lack of, well, I don't need to do positional, so that's fun. I just need to stand still and just press my buttons. But I'm in the middle of leveling up my other jobs. I've enjoyed ranged just because I can just run around the map and just jump around and just spam buttons. So ranged is fun. I do enjoy ranged. I want to play more Bard and Machinist, honestly. Even though I know a patch or two ago Machinist wasn't the best, but I don't know. Gun is cool, and Bard is cool as well because it's a bow and arrow. Dancer, I guess, I don't know. Maybe I could just give Dancer partner to a Samurai, but that's about it. But yeah, I do want to play more other jobs than just tank.
Each one a different
flavor. But I gotta level them
slutty.
first.
First is the Bard, where your bow is your harp. Also, your harp is your harp, because with this job, you get a bunch of instruments you can play, including these obnoxiously loud drums. You are one of the few jobs with the endangered species known as the damage over time skill, and your main attack involves firing a single arrow repeatedly until a bigger, cooler arrow gets jealous and sometimes asks to be fired too. But not all the time, because it's not like it likes to be shot.
The RNG rotation.
You also have a bunch of songs to play that will make everyone in the party hear a remix of their opening theme. And everybody knows when the opening kicks on, you deal more damage. Because you're the one playing them, you also get your own special benefits, you filthy, dirty performer, you. A song that sometimes lets you shoot more arrows when it feels like giving you some, a song that makes you shoot faster, and a song that lets you shoot more arrows when it feels like giving you some, but a little bit different. All this arpeggios to a crescendo into a grand finale where you fire a big ol' arrow. And if you've played all your songs, you have the ability to face roll your piano and startle your party into doing even more damage. I said hit harder! Now hold on to those notes there, partner. Massacre. For the Machinist's main attack, it uses a gun. The most selfish of the ranged classes, where the name of the game is... And the name is labeled on a box called Your Doom, being shipped to the enemy at terminal velocity.
Yeah,
what you sacrifice in party buffs you make up for
guns,
in big
the shotgun,
having 3 giant
mech,
bullets and a bunch of smaller, higher frequency bullets. Doing your normal 1, 2, 3 will get your gun very hot and bothered until it's riled up enough to rapid fire its red hot goodness. And if you make sure to toss your special toy into the mix, it can end in an explosive finish.
Machinists.
Keep up that momentum, and eventually you can even invite your queen to join in the fun.
Level 60,
I hear she's got multiple frequency settings.
Obviously not a lot,
you
but
feel like you're not
I've played some
contributing as much,
Machinist.
but no need to be nervous. Lucky for you, this job comes with extra protection. But you are not some simpleton who can be won over by some flashy lights and pretty songs. You want passion, romance, a partner who can live up to your standards. The Dancer forgoes buffing the entire party or focusing on doing its own damage and instead picks one party member, one extra special, extra spicy, extra sexy partner in crime to give a super buff in damage in the form of 2 extra flashy minigames of Simon Says. And then you do a little bit of blending and sending the bodies flying their dying to birdies that give them birdies. And afterwards, it's just a matter of praying to RNGesus to bless your twinkle toes, because from there it's all coin flips all the time. Your rotation is a 1 and a 2 that can coin flip into a 3 and a 4, and both of those can coin flip into either a single target
rotations.
or AoE 5, which itself is a coin flip
Bard
into a
and
possible
Dancer.
6. And once you're in rhythm, your spinnies will kill them, then dance in the wind like that million ribbons, and kicking and flipping their carrions into your allies so they can annihilate all that's left. Yay, now they're dead. And now you know how to play ranged. You're welcome.
Good video. That was fun. Yeah, I don't know. It's ranged DPS stuff. I don't know. I like it. It was a good video. Obviously, I've played tank a lot, so I don't really know much else of other jobs. I don't really have anything else other than like above level 60, except for maybe Astrologian, but that's about it. Yeah, but I don't know. I do want to play more jobs, but I don't want to spend the money to like buy a boost, so I'm just loading them all up on my own off stream, which takes a very long time, but eventually I'll get there. Maybe by the time 7.0 releases, or maybe 8.0, eventually I'll get all my jobs to max level. But yes, that was good. So that was fun. I will put the link to the video in the chat, because this was watched live on Twitch. I am putting this on YouTube, so if you're watching on YouTube, I play Final Fantasy XIV, and you can find a link to my Twitch in the description, which I will most likely be streaming when this video is up the next day. As well as I also have the link to this video, the original video, in the link as well, so you can go click that and support JoCat yourself. So I will like that, and I will also subscribe. I don't know why I'm not subscribed yet, but I will do that. So yes, very good video. Funny jokes. Looking forward to the final one, which will probably be the caster DPS. So once that drops, we will watch that one as well. But for now, a good video. Go support him. He makes good content. So yeah, he also streams FF14, so go check him out. But with that done, I think we can get back to the game. So let me move this over. We can get back to our game and continue on with the main show, I guess.